All right, good morning. Welcome back to Casa TexPina. We're on build day number 64. Guys are started work. We're a little late coming in this morning. We did our little FaceTime with our daughter back in the States, so we had a little bit of a late start. Sitting here on site, enjoying the weather. Nice, beautiful, sunny day. Get away from the people and start being able to talk where you can hear me. Okay. Like I said, it's build day 64. Today is Saturday, end of the first work week back to work. So also payday. So the guys get paid today. So we have pretty much everybody on site. I'll walk around later and show you what everybody is working on. Main focus, I believe, is still going to be working on the attic floor slab and continuing to plaster coat in the master suite. So they're working on that. All right, and I believe the welders are starting to do their measurements so that they know what the base of the trusses and the roof beams are going to look like. We'll get around, take a look, and see what everybody's working on. So let's get started. All right, we're going to come into the house here and start seeing where everybody's at. Some of my welders, they're starting to put the scaffolding together so they can start measuring how high they need to be for the initial roof pitch and where the ridge line is going to be at. Let's take a look over towards the guest side of the house and see what the plumbers, where the plumbers were left off from yesterday. Okay, so yeah, it's still in the same location situation that it was yesterday afternoon. I have not seen the plumbers yet this morning, but we will have a discussion to make sure that I am able to inspect the site, inspect the work before it gets covered up. Not a big deal, but I want to do it as well, just to be able to document where things are located at, so that if there is an issue at a later point, I know where all the pipes, the conduits, where everything's hidden at. All right, my electrician's back. So electrician's back today, and looks like he's doing some more conduit work, doing rough ends. This is inside bedroom number 2. Okay, let's go look back over onto the master suite side of the house. Excuse me. All right. Woo. Mr. Justin and Mr. Lawrence have been busy this morning. This is the plaster coat. We'll take it on, throw a big plop on, spread it out, smooth it, then wet it down a little bit. Smooth it out. So when he gets done, it'll be nice and smoothed out, like what the one I showed you yesterday that Jericho was working on in the master closet. Let's take a look at that real quick. Okay, so these are my welder guys and my site foreman going over the plans. That wall was finished plaster coating yesterday. So the bottom half of the wall is what Mr. Jericho started working on this morning. The top half was what he finished yesterday. Nice, smooth, even finish. All we're going to have to do with that is a very little bit of skim coat to work out the bubbles and the imperfections in it, and put a nice coat of paint. It's going to be very nice. So again, catching the site foreman and the welder, the lead welder, looking around the house. They're marking where all the locations are going to be for the roof beam and the beginning of the trusses. So they're marking, giving some initial marks, getting their plan together before they start cutting metal and putting stuff in place. We'll see how that develops. Back of the house, still got people bending rebar, making measurements, getting things ready, still working on the top floor. They were cutting a bunch of the rebar earlier, getting it to length because that's going to go around the outside of the slab, outside of the slab floor upstairs, so that they have a place to put the hollow blocks, make that wall go up around the attic. And we're making some more mortar for the plaster coat. So these guys are our general laborers. And they'll mix all that together, and that's what they're using for the plaster coating. All right, for an afternoon look around, we're going to start up on the attic floor. The welders are starting to put together some high points to try to find out where the top of the roof ridge is going to be. So looking on this house, what they're trying to find is this little piece way up here at the top. They want to find the uppermost point so that they can then get the angles coming down properly all the way out to the edge, because they've got to allow for the height of the walls here on the attic floor, as well as making the pitch go at a smooth angle all the way out to the edge of the house. So that's what they're working on up here this morning, or this afternoon, pala. They've already completed the floor slab for, or sorry, all the rebar for the floor slab in the dormer window area, with the uprights for the CMU block walls to continue after the concrete is poured. The guys are still down in the bottom. They are still bending rebar. What he's working on now is 10mm stirrups that they're going to use for a lot of the beams, the roof beams that are going to go around the edge. And this gentleman here, Mr. Marvin, is cutting down the rebar to the right size so that they can start bending it on this side. Other thing we can look at from this vantage point, the western wall in our house, in the the master suite. They're still working on the plaster coat, working on the lower half of it now, coming together fairly smooth. They're going to start smoothing that out here shortly. Mr. Ben over here in the master bath is continuing to work his area as well. Kind of hard to see from this side. I'll get down there in a little bit and check out the other side, check it out from the other angle. And Mr. Jericho, also in the master closet, is doing the same thing. They're working on plaster coating the walls on the inside. All right, let's head over to the other side, and I'm gonna take a look at see if I can see what the electrician is doing from his location. He was over here in the can't get it from this vantage point. He was in the second bedroom here, and he's doing the rough-in. Hey, there you are. He's roughing in the electrical conduit through the wall here into the main, where the location where the main panels are going to be. So he's working on that. See Mr. Pablo down there. They're carrying mortar mix the mortar all the way over to the master suite where the guys are doing the plaster coating. So that's pretty much a wrap up of what folks are doing this afternoon. We'll check back in a little bit later and continue. Looks like one of my other guys is over here looking like he's getting ready to start on the cornering for the living room, the dining room window. All right, we're gonna walk into the master suite. Let's see what these guys are working on.
Go ahead.
Yep. These two gents are still working on the western wall. They got the majority up. Go back in here. Do a little bit of screeding action. Make sure it's all level the whole way across. Notice they do use string lines as a way to plummet level. And here.
This is good.
Oh yeah. This is really smooth. Oh wow. That's nice. That's very nice. Very smooth. Very, very smooth. So he takes it, plops it, takes another one, plops it. You plop up a bunch and then they'll smooth it out. Smooth it out. And they'll keep going until they get it to the thickness of where those the strings are. See if you can see these strings right here. He's got those all along the side. See where he popped it right there. And they'll get it. That's the proper thickness for the mortar, and they push it all into the holes. It's gonna look good. All right, coming back to the guest room side of the house. Mr. Tulk is continuing with the rough ends. Yep, so he's gonna rough in. In bedroom 2, this is where they do the cut through the wall here to get to the breaker or the circuit box on the circuit panel on the other side in the garage. Sits next to the window. And that one is making a run out into the hallway. This other one is making the circuit around the bedroom. This is just for the outlet boxes right now. All right, I'm not sure how well this is going to show up on video. The welders are starting to place string line to locate where the roof beams and the trusses are going to come down from. So we're going to have from the upright, there's string line that comes down to the corner, and then the one that comes across this way for the roof beam. This is just initial rough guesstimation purposes. They may use it later on to build and measure the actual metal when they start putting the angle iron and the purlins together. All right, it's almost yabba dabba do time. The guys are starting to clean up. They're hanging out waiting for the engineer to give them their paycheck. Engineer's over here in the white shirt, so it's paycheck time. Let's take a quick walk through and see where things are sitting at. If you'll notice, up on top of the attic floor slab, we now have a looks like a mast. Looks like a mast on a ship, doesn't it? They got some scaffolding up there, and that is the first upright, just for getting the approximate height of the top of the roof ridge, so the very top part of the roof. That's what we're looking at. They're just using the string lines off of it to get a basic guesstimate of what it's going to look like, and then they'll go back and do the actual measurements next week. Okay, let's go take a look through, see where things are. All right, coming into the master suite. Ooh, that back wall looks really pretty. Nice and smooth. Again, this is going to have the smooth finish wall on it, like it did in the, yeah, this has got a nice smooth finish on it. They're going to come back with that and do a skim coat later on when they get ready to paint. Okay, let's take a look inside the master bath. Ooh, can I get in here? Okay, so we've done a plaster coat on these 3 walls and into the master closet. This wall here was finished top half yesterday, bottom half today. Looks very nice. This one is just rough finish so far, so they'll come back on Monday and wrap this up, make it smooth like this one that was behind us. All right, let's take a look on the other side of the house. So coming into bedroom number 3. Okay, not much done in here today. Let's take a walk through the bathrooms. Again, the plumbers didn't show up today, so nothing done here. In the bedroom number 2, the electrician did do some more rough in, and he's covered those up with just a little bit of mortar, and that'll get covered again when they go to do the mortar finish over the whole wall. Okay, and he did the push through earlier that I showed you guys, to where he did the connection to the circuit panel in the next room over, which is the garage where the main circuit panels are. All right, so electrician's been busy, and that's pretty much the gist for today. Like I said, they did a lot of work up top, and most of the rebar steel men have been bending rebar for stirrups for the roof beams. That'll be the next thing to work on over the next week or 2. Well, that pretty much wraps up for today and this week. The first week back in business after being locked down for 65 days. We've now had good 7 days of, thank God, no rain. Where's my wood? Gotta find my wood. Let me find the wood. All right, found the wood. Thank God, no rain this week. So that's it's been a good week. We've gotten a lot accomplished. That entire attic floor slab has been done this week alone. So they're moving quickly to catch us back up and try to catch up as many days as possible. Engineer did mention to me today that they are looking to pour that top slab probably in about 2 weeks, looking at mid-June, whenever the ready mix trucks and the pumper truck is available. And at that time they should have some of these first floor rooms ready to go as well for their flooring. So that means the plumbers and the electricians need to get into each of those rooms and get moving, and that'll happen within the next 2 weeks. All right, so that's that. If you like today's video, please give us a big thumbs up. If you'd like to see more of these videos, hit the Casa TexPina star just over here and you'll be subscribed. Leave some comments down below. Let us know how we're doing. Ask questions away and we'll get back to you as quickly as possible. If you'd like to see more of these videos and you want to know when they become available, hit the little bell icon just below the view screen and you'll be notified when the next video is available for your viewing pleasure. Until then, have a great afternoon, a great weekend, and God bless. Thank you for watching. If you liked today's video, please hit like, subscribe, and hit the little bell icon to be notified when our next video becomes available.